you guys doing? This is the Who Dey Over 40 podcast. Now, you're getting a chance to look at us live and in color for a change. We've never really done this before.
We are colored. And
yeah. we may never
Black
do
people.
it again based on technology here. We are 3 days actually away from training camp, and so it's Who Dey Over 40 actually versus the Bengals Super Bowl Follies. The Bengals are going to be going to training camp on the 21st, but we're hoping that maybe by exercising some of the Super Bowl voodoo that you do, that we might be able to, get Joe Burrow and the Bengals off the Indian burial ground that they've been on for the last 52 seasons. And maybe this will end up in, what's the Super Bowl in? Miami this year?
I don't even know.
We'll never know.
Tampa. It's in Tampa. So if they can, I don't know. But we're going to try to exercise some demons. This is probably going to be the first part of some poor Bengals history lessons here, where we're going to look back with video on some of these about some absolute horrible situations that have happened to the Bengals. Not on the line.
You didn't do horror movies
tonight. I have my two favorite people. If you've listened to this podcast before on the line, it's the Sandman. Sandman, say what's happening to me.
What's up, people? Yes, we're black.
Yeah. Yeah, if y'all didn't know, now you know. That's
you
for
will
sure.
know.
Yeah, for sure. Also, he's got on his leather helmet. Looks like a candy cigar, but maybe not. It's big.
The Joe Burrow special.
Yeah, nice. All
right. Smoke that
so
shit.
Before we jump into that, we're going to talk about a couple of little tidbits of Bengal information. The first one I kind of mentioned already. Training camp opens up on the 21st. Bengals going to report. One of the early reportees, I think the latest reporting teams are the 28th of July, but the Bengals get in first, probably because they suck. And so, yeah, they're going to get in. The problem is they still haven't signed any of their draft picks. So we're literally less than 48 hours away from the Bengals being in camp, Sandman, with none of their players signed. Signed concern, or you're going to get this mass signing on the 21st of everybody.
It's the Bengals, so you are always concerned. That never changes. This is Mike Brown. I don't like giving money out to anybody else with a name outside of Brown. So, yes, it's always going to be concerned. But as they will not have a damn season if they do not sign these guys, especially your future quarterback. I'm guessing, I'm praying, I'm hoping that they're going to have a day where they get everybody in, sign, and get your ass to camp, get to work. Let's pray at least.
It seemed like, Hush, that they were probably waiting to see some sort of directive from the league on if there was going to be a season, which there still might not be, whatever. But for sure, they are definitely there can't be a way that they're just going to roll up in there and not have Joe Burrow sign at a minimum.
I think this is another one of the Mike Brown is smarter than everybody else in the room situations. I think he might be really leveraging that there ain't no season. And if there ain't no season, he don't want to pay them folks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what it is, too, and I think signings all around the league, even though we're going to shit on the Bengals because, I mean, they deserve it. I don't think that there's been, excessive signings anywhere.
Shit goes.
Yeah, I don't think there's been excessive signings anywhere. So, I think that's, maybe Mike Brown being smart, maybe everybody's being kind of practical, not knowing what's going to happen here over the next couple of weeks. But the NFL put out their league mandate or whatever that everybody's reporting on the 21st, or, training camp or opening on a regular schedule or whatever. Whether it's herd immunity or whatever the hell they're going to attempt here, people are going to show up on, at Paul Brown Stadium on the 21st, and, good luck to them if they get sick or whatever. It's pretty much the way of the world at this point. So, yeah, good for them. The other bit of Bengal news before we get into the Follies is A.J. Green signed his franchise tender. I was a little bit surprised that he did, because I thought he would not sign it and, kind of skip out on training camp as much as he could. But he also was probably not looking at trying to turn down $19 million. So, Hutch, A.J. Green signs, he gets his money. He's going to start camp whenever camp starts.
Right. He is also playing his cards, whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm going to take $19 million because, shit, I took $18 million last year and didn't do jack shit. So you going to give me a raise? Yeah, I'll take the money.
Take the money and run.
Yeah,
Right.
literally.
And not run.
yeah, oh yeah,
Not
hopefully
run.
he
Sit your
can
ass on the
run.
bench. Yeah.
Awful. Sad man, he gets his money. I'm gonna throw this out to you first, and then I'll throw it back to Hutch. And
All
this
right.
kind of came up with my son earlier today that if AJ Green doesn't play or is limited or whatever it is, there is no version of success, I think, for that team if he is compromised at any less than, I would say, 75%. Because 75% AJ Green is probably better than 50% of most of the wide receivers in the league. But if he's anywhere less than 75%, the Bengals, Joe Burrow, the whole thing is completely compromised. Do you agree or no?
I agree. I mean, we're hoping Joe Burrow is talented, obviously, and the kid Higgins, obviously, they're bringing in. He's going to be pretty good, I think. I think they're both going to be good. But you need that elder statesman. You need that veteran. You need that presence on the defense, on the offense that's going to be able to, hey, give you that little bit of knowledge, get a little bit of wisdom. And the NFL is different than college. I'm sorry. Speed is faster. Things are different. It's football, but it's on another level. So they need AJ. They got to have AJ. We need the AJ of old to have any kind of hopefully proven success this year. And I'm praying, man. I mean, good God. I mean, put him in a box, put him in some damn plastic, whatever the hell you got to do. Put a mask on with it and keep that Negro safe. Please keep him safe.
Hutch, that sounds very much like the Tyler Eifert initiative. And I'm not necessarily sure that I hate it. Like, why does he need to get too many training camp reps, to be honest with you? Why? I mean, he doesn't need them. Like, why risk him out there in training camp? Let him go throw on the side with Joe Burrow after practice or whatever. Like, I mean, do something else. Like, why are you even going to risk it?
Because now you have a dude that's never thrown a professional pass. There's a whole new character that's throwing the ball now, and we need those. They need them little things to be synced up. If you ain't synced up on that football field, and you got fucking Bosa's and whatever else coming at you, I mean, 30, 40 times a game, you get your ass killed.
I said to my son,
I thought the last person they should sign, really, consider you ain't signed none of the rookies, is AJ Green.
Why is that?
I mean, because them rookies are your future. Mr. Green is your really immediate. I mean, we'd be lucky if we get 8 games out of COVID or not. I say.
Wow.
That ain't great.
Again, that's less than 75%. So that would definitely put them in a compromised situation season-wise.
Right, because first off, if the games don't mean shit after a while, I mean, if we're already 3-5 or 3-5, we still got a chance.
Actually, that'd be pretty good.
Or some shit like that. All of a sudden, that motherfucking ankle starts flaring up. I'm like, damn, I can't play, coach.
There's nothing in AJ Green's profile, history, whatever, that would indicate that he would do that. Nothing at all. Well, last year, but they didn't want to risk him themselves. So
no.
The game, when it got to whatever, what was it, 0-8 or whatever, we're like, we might as well just fuck up all the way through and get the first round pick. Ta-da!
Yeah. I said to my son, I was like, there's a difference between like a really good quarterback and then there's that other level too, like where you have like a Marino or a Brady or whoever, that it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is or the wide receivers are, where the quarterback makes the wide receivers, as much as I hate to say it, the Roethlisbergers, like the quarterback can make them better. And so now, and again, he's going to be a rookie. So unless he is a Marino, like rookie, then whatever. But if he's that kind of quarterback moving forward, then, you can put out your Justin Edelmans and your, all these other dudes. It don't really matter. We just don't know, like, what we have yet. The goal is that he's one of those dudes, or the hope or the prayer is that he's one of those dudes, and AJ Green is not necessary. AJ Green becomes a luxury, not a necessity, which is essentially where they are right now.
AJ Green becomes a luxury. That's no longer the Cincinnati Bengals. We're another franchise that I don't know who the fuck it is.
Yeah, they will be Super Bowl champion Cincinnati Bengals. This is an excellent segue into what we're getting into. I was looking for a segue. Perfect. All right, so our segue is into the Follies of the Bengals here. They've been to 2 Super Bowls, 16 and 23. They didn't win either of them. They're both against the 49ers. Each one has its own set of problems and hurts attached to them. The first one, I was only 10, so I don't remember much, but I do remember what the first Folly is, and we're going to watch it kind of like in real time and relive the pain for everybody. It's a little bit long of a clip, but you will watch along with us and feel the pain if you were there. Now, y'all were both a little bit older than me. Besides the loss, what do you remember about Super Bowl 16?
How shitty that damn first half was. We were talking about this before we started. Them crumb bums could not score 3 points in that first half. And hell, they played the 49ers actually earlier in that year, and I don't think they scored in that game. I think it was like got shut out in that game. So it was like, man, they even going to put up a point?
They had to score the point.
Terrible.
Yeah, you might have to do the Googles.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hutch, what do you remember about that Super Bowl?
I remember being really geeked up. It didn't seem real. Like, what was I, 12? Maybe, whatever. I'm like, the Bengals? I actually see them on TV? Yeah. I mean, before that shit, they might have been on TV a day about what, maybe 4 times?
They were showing the Browns more than the damn Bengals.
I mean, right. There's no sellout at Riverfront. I wonder why, because they never had a winning record.
Nice. Yeah. I remember the loss, and I remember people being really upset once they lost. And I remember getting, like, people teasing or whatever, like when they lost, because you're like, oh, you should for the Bengals, they suck or whatever, going to school the next day. It's much worse, actually. Oh, it's much worse for 23. I may have shared that story. I'll share it when we get to that point. So what we're going to do is we're going to share screen here of the first incident. So there's 4 Follies. We're going to do 2 Follies, 1 from Super Bowl 16, 3 from Super Bowl 23, because that one's probably the more painful one. We'll have a halftime topic in there where we'll talk about that team from Washington. And then we'll get to the other set of Follies. So, all right, I'm going to share this screen. We're going to start this this YouTube video of the first one. It's Pete Johnson, y'all. He cannot get a yard in the damn Super Bowl. 1 GD yard. So let's run tape here.
With Eddie Munoz. Wait, let's see. Yeah.
Share.
Did they run to his side? I don't even remember if
here
it
we
was.
Go. Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
He was so close on the first one. Like,
that was
so close.
Right?
R.I.P. Forrest Gregg.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Trader left up for Green Bay. Damn him.
John Madden.
Yeah.
He had it. Like, it was just that little whatever number 60 was. He had it, though.
He could have got in right there.
Let me. Reminds me of the Titans one.
Right in hell.
The Titans lost.
Oh, God. Look at how close they are. Jesus Christ.
What can you have old man hands and just dive over the top?
Ooh, get your ass in there. Oh. He lost yardage. He didn't even get back to the goal line.
That was awful.
He lost a yard.
That was awful. He got stuffed. He got stuffed. Oh, my God. That's Hacksaw Reynolds, right?
Yeah. Keena Turner. Jack
Reynolds. Stuffed.
Yeah. No blocking. He penetrated.
Lucky he didn't fumble, actually. Damn.
No kidding. And somebody got him around the ankles, too. Make it even worse.
Right. He had no chance in hell. That dude was in the backfield already.
Yeah. They should have called a damn timeout and got themselves together.
They try to throw. I mean, you got – there it is.
Okay.
Oh!
He caught it. That's the perfect tackle.
Again.
Perfect tackle.
Hey, hello. You know what? They might have been stealing signals, yo. I mean, they're playing games.
Yeah. This is an unsophisticated time, pretty much, as far as football goes.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Seifert, or not Seifert, what's his fucking name?
Seifert, who? The head coach?
The head coach for the 49ers.
God.
Our former offensive coordinator.
Bill Walsh.
Yeah, you are so beautiful. Yeah, him. That motherfucker was stealing our plays. He kept our playbook before he went to the.
He knew our plays. Because if the Crumb Bums had hired him,
who was that? Who didn't make that touchdown there? Who caught that pass and then got drilled?
Charles Alexander. I think that's Charles Alexander. Y'all remember him? Running back.
Ken Anderson got porn.
He was supposed to go. Later, I found out he was supposed to go into the end zone, and that way he wouldn't have had to make a move to get in the end zone. The linebacker was right there once he caught it.
Mm-hmm.
And look, he coming out there like, I know this shit ain't gonna work. Fuck. And they already talked about, well, we got at least got back to the goal line. They already knew the shit was gonna work, and you know we were down this is like down by 14 still or something.
This is in the second half, right?
Yeah, we didn't score in the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 0. Yeah, Montoya.
One Hall of Famer there.
Yeah.
Montoya is probably a borderline Hall of Famer. Yeah, who they time to tell silent to, Ken Anderson? Nobody cheering for y'all but us.
Right.
He should have been. He would have been better off as quarterback.
This is just awful.
Right, that's right. I knew that last play was supposed to go over Munoz, and it's like the whole fucking 49ers team is waiting on him.
Mm-hmm. They had the entire defense was neatly gathered between the tackles right there. There was no deception at all. Nothing. They knew exactly what they were going to do.
They knew it was coming. I mean, we knew too, but
hold up.
Yeah.
Freaking P. Johnson was 250 pounds.
250?
Mm-hmm.
He's
naked. He's probably 270.
Right.
He couldn't get a yard.
And
come on,
it's
man.
bad on P2.
A yard. Look, everybody beat. Look, everybody beat from the second, man. There was 10 people in the hole, Hutch.
Right, I just said that. The whole team, the 49ers had nobody on their right side. The whole team moved over there on Munoz and shit.
That's terrible.
Down 14.
All right. I'm going to stop this share.
13.
Yeah. Take it away, please.
Yes, thank you. What y'all drinking?
Yeah. Got you.
I'm drinking. Now I'm drinking called Catch Fire because my shit
was awful. Yeah, that was awful. I mean, that was their chance to get in the game. You go to 20-14 at that point in time. I mean, there's a whole momentum shift. You know, that's a literal game changer at that particular point.
But that wasn't the first folly though, yo.
No.
You're letting somebody slide. Your favorite white wide receiver.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not gonna call that a folly.
That's a folly. That's a fucking folly. When you get mugged on the fucking field and a black dude takes your shit on the field while you run the other direction. He should have been the first Karen.
Oh my God! Yikes!
Oh Lord!
I just got mugged on the field by a black man. Somebody would have stopped Ronnie Lott.
That's awful. All right. Well, so the Bengals don't win that Super Bowl, obviously, and then we move into a different era of Bengal football. And, you know, we get a resurgence and we get back to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 23 in Miami. I am definitely old enough at this point in time to know what the hell is going on. And was pretty hyped, obviously. You know, it's Miami Vice era. Hutch, you brought that up in the podcast the other day. I was a no-sock wearing, you know, Bengal fan at that point in Ohio. So I'm like, yeah, man. Bengals.
Didn't you have a vest, too?
Damn. Well,
you have a vest?
I'm gonna tell you this though. But when they weren't wearing their black uniforms, I was like, I thought there was some magic in those black Bengals uniforms. And when I saw that they weren't, I was just like, oh damn, I think they're gonna lose. But not the way that they wound up losing. I definitely didn't anticipate that.
But before that, I mean, we knew Montana had already established his greatness. This was gonna be his third Super Bowl. But I mean, damn it should have been the Cowboys in '81.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a miracle.
Sure.
They,
Probably would have lost to
they
them
won that
too.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
So.
But nobody, I don't think anybody picked the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl in '23 and '89.
Hell no.
Right.
Of course not.
Yeah, no one picked them. Everybody was on.
Win their own division, let alone do something.
Everyone thought the Browns was going to win it again. I even said their name. Damn it. I was at Ohio State at the time, and of course Ohio State is fair weather as fuck, but usually it's the Browns. God. And, you know, before the season started, Kozar got hurt, and they had to bring out, who was that fucker's, not Jim Zorn, he was the Miami backup core. Damn, was Storch? Not Storch. What was his fucking name?
Was Marino's backup?
He was
no, Miami, like university.
No, Miami, his Dolphins backup.
Oh.
He was a Dolphins backup, and they brought him up there because
yeah. What's that fool's name? Oh, I can see him. I can see him too
because they talked this shit up. I mean, all he got to do is just maintain until Kozar comes back, and then the world will be better.
Good to know that.
Strock.
Yeah, Don
Strock.
I knew something
Good
like
to know shitting on the Bengals or shitting on the Browns has existed for so long. It's just a great gift that keeps on giving.
It's a tradition.
The drive and the fumble, I mean, them motherfuckers, they was all on the fucking top of the clock tower.
For sure.
I know that's right.
So we get to Miami. This was the first time I think too. I remember there being the 2 weeks off. I could be wrong about the 2 weeks off between the championship games and the Super Bowl, which is probably not a great deal for the next Folly. I remember because I think there was their expansion season. The Heat I think were just expanded that year. I remember Icky going to the old Miami Heat Stadium or whatever and doing the Icky Shuffle. Like in the middle of in the halftime show or whatever. I mean, you know, this was a hype time. This was a hype time for Bengals fans. So I mean, I know I was, but yeah, keep drinking. So let's go to the next Folly. The next Folly, y'all, is Stanley Wilson. Now we're gonna get a news report from 25 years after the Super Bowl, where they're talking about it. Like we don't have secret cameras of Stanley Wilson smoking crack in his hotel room in Miami.
Sure, we don't.
Well, we might. You know, there was a Playboy magazine article. I read the articles, or I read the articles about that whole incident with him, about how that all went down. And yeah, it ain't good. Like basically, you know, I mean,
he walking the bad side of Miami, just looking for crack rock or whatever.
And it was plentifully available. You know that much.
Well, Super Bowl week, and it's also Miami. So
there you go.
Whatever. All right, so I'm gonna share you this screen.
Damn.
You're gonna get a chance to see.
Damn.
You're not ready. I'm not ready.
I'm ready. I don't need to be ready. I'm already. Oh, well, yeah.
Let's see. Let's see where it is. Wait a second.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. No, that's not it. No.
That's more familiar.
What did I do with it?
Don't let niggas
got it. Too soon.
No, that's Billups.
Yeah, that's Billups.
That's tragedy for later.
Ah, Jesus.
Right, jeez.
I can't find it. I know I had it up. God dog it.
That's what she said.
Hold on. Thought you didn't watch that show.
What?
The Office.
I didn't fucking watch The Office.
Listen up, sir. Your nephew loves that show.
Who?
Your nephew.
He is no relative of mine.
Wow.
Disowning folks on TV.
Disowned from The Office. All right, here we go. Stanley Wilson. White said, if we have Stanley, we win, y'all.
Oh, shit.
25 years ago. I guess you guys can't hear the audio or whatever, but
right, we don't.
Look how hyped people were in Miami, though.
Right.
Damn. They're going to beat those Bengals.
Yeah.
He got caught at the Holiday Inn. First off, can you imagine Super Bowl team staying at the GD Holiday Inn. Can't get a
Man,
Marriott,
Holiday-
Mike Brown. Can't get a Marriott.
Are you
They're
tripping?
lucky they had
Look
rooms.
at that.
Of course.
Challenger, Reggie
He
White.
put the white guy on first. He was useless at about 89.
Yes, he was not very good anymore.
No.
Yeah.
White's just like, oh, he came in the room and he was like really mad. Like not him, like Stanley Wilson was mad that he got caught, essentially.
That he got caught, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is really just, them recapping. And the end portion of this is like if he goes, well, if we had Stanley, we win. We should have known he had a Jerry curl still in '89.
Oh, God.
That wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't the Jerry curl. That was the
S curl.
that was the Ron
was-
Jasper Isley.
It was that.
That was
Afro
Isley
curl.
brother shit.
He
What
was.
that
I mean, what y'all remember about him like that season? I mean, we already had Icky, James Brooks,
remember
whatever.
him.
Like, I mean,
not much. I mean, he was a player. Yeah, he was
Right,
one of the rotation.
Right, when Brooks and Icky got tired,
yeah.
and we up by like 14, 17 points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Sam White, by the way, too.
Yeah.
He showed up there looking like that in Miami.
Watching this shit will kill you.
Yeah. All right. He goes, if we had Stanley, we win. So I'm going to stop
He
that.
had a better suit jacket. He might have won too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm
I'm going to stop.
I mean,
this
him not being there sucked, but they did call that horrible ass defense the first half and most of the second half too, giving up 279 freaking yards to Mr. Rice, and they had to call him Mr. Rice because they didn't have a right to call him by his first name.
Oh my God, that's awful. He's gonna be drinking again. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, put it over your face and the tears.
The tears, man. The trail of tears. The trail
Tears.
and
Awful.
the
Awful.
Bengals.
Damn. All right. Let's jump into halftime real quick before we get to the last two follies, which, to be perfectly honest with you, are worse. Worse.
Oh God.
The halftime topic is the team that plays football in Washington now. It is an unknown name team at this point. 60 plus years, 80 plus years that they existed as the Washington Redskins. They finally, under pressure, monetary pressure, definitely not social pressure, but monetary pressure, decided to change the name of the team, which we don't know yet. That whole process got disrupted too, but they had a freaking sex scandal break the same week, which I'm sure probably contributed to this wanted change.
Been sitting there for a minute.
Yes, exactly.
That was no accident.
I mean, I don't even really know where to go with this, really, other than, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, the team should have been never called the Redskins, should have been renamed so many years ago. But, kind of moving forward or whatever, whether it be the Warriors or the Red Tails or whatever the hell they're going to be in the future or whatever. Could you imagine? I mean, could you imagine, Hush, that however many years later they would still be the Redskins? I mean, a clear racial slur. The logo is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, even the Indians got rid of Chief Wahoo after pressure, and
the Braves.
I mean, it's just. I mean, they probably could have continued with the Redskins had they got rid of the damn head logo. They probably could have. That's how the Indians survived. But Hutch, they just I mean, Daniel Snyder's just a pig.
The team, the wonderful words of the United States and everywhere else, actually, it's the tradition. It's the heritage. We're actually honoring those people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's one of those things that is so obvious that you just like, okay, well, ain't nobody got pissed off and ran in there and started shooting folks, so I guess it must be all right.
Yeah.
I
mean,
lowest common denominator.
Yeah, I mean, golly. I mean, speaking of 1988 or 89 or whatever, I mean, freaking Chris Rock made a whole ass Spurs special jokes about talking about the Redskins name. This is in 89, 90 you know, and he made a joke. It's like, what you talking about? Yeah, with the New York niggas. Yeah, I mean, that's basically really what you're doing. And it hasn't got, it hasn't got any better. So, I mean, Sandman, it's been forever. It's been too long. But for real, the only reason it got changed is because FedEx and Nike was like, nope, sorry.
But
as soon as FedEx say like, we don't want to be associated with your racist bullshit no more. We gonna pull out like, oh, change the name. It was literally that fast. I mean, but
that's the problem though. I mean, Nike's been around for 40 years.
Yeah.
FedEx has been around for, I think, at least 30 years, maybe.
A long time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And all of a sudden, this light came on.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing about the rebel flag and all these other fucking monuments. Now the lights come on.
Right.
Really?
All that shit had. It was all due to George. What's the brother's name?
George Floyd.
Floyd. Because the height.
It's sad because unfortunately there's about 500 other black folks that died before George Floyd. That I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's awful. You got people
figure this out.
The whole thing is ridiculous. I mean, this should have been done 20 years ago. And,
right. Well,
it literally took a black man dying in the street in the hands of the police and a firestorm around the country for them to even
that wasn't high on crack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is awful, man.
Honestly, and the NFL should have stepped in long ago and been like, you need to change your name. This is not, you're always talking about protecting the shield from all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. This is a reason to protect the shield. The same way NASCAR should have stepped in longer before, this all happened, to take that Confederate flag down. Like, if you're trying to be an inclusive environment for these things, then you need to make it inclusive. I mean, it's ridiculous. And Dan Snyder just seems to be like a dick. I mean, for lack of a better term. And he's just a jerk, a tiny Napoleon complex, rich jerk. And he was holding on because he knew it spited people, and he was just doing it out of spite. It just didn't matter to him. And it would have taken, like a player being like, I'm not going to play there, I'm not going to do anything, which would have messed up their money for anything that ever happened until this happened. So,
he's a worse version of Jerry Jones.
The other 31 owners were like, they was like, hey, this could be messing up our money. Can you change the name or something?
That's what happened.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
It was a threat to the shield.
Yeah.
So many people are upset, and that's what they finally moved on.
I saw on the press release, or I read on the press release, like, to continue the version of dickheadedness, like they used the Redskin name like 8 times in their release.
Right.
That's just
right. They don't want to change it. If someone
they don't want to change it.
Right.
Yeah.
We asked one indigenous person about the name, and he said it was cool.
Yes.
So we kept
it. On the street
like this.
Right.
Like the name,
right? he cried about pollution, but the name was all right.
Jesus. Yeah, it's just bad. So goodbye that team from Washington. I heard Madden's just got them listed under Washington when Madden comes out in like 3 weeks. So we'll see what happens with the name.
Washington is to be named later.
Yeah, the Washington TBDs. The TBDs.
The Washington TBDs. Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to the Bengals here, y'all. It's still Super Bowl 23. Stanley Wilson's, I don't know where he is, in jail, on crack, he's high, mad. I don't know what's going on. But, hey, the game is starting, and we think that, we still got a chance. We're talking literally about our third-string running back, really. I'm like, if we're not going to win the game, no matter what Sam White says, if we're not going to win the game, it ain't going to be because Stanley Wilson got high on some crack before the game. We're going to, go in there and do our best or whatever. We got a decent enough defense, more, opportunistic, so to speak. We really got a chance to do something special here. And then the first defensive series. The squeamish of heart. Don't watch it. I saw it for the first time probably since it happened. Watching it on video. Well, I don't like watching those types of things. It's just terrible.
It was terrible.
It is terrible. And this one's a really bad one. It's not Joe Theismann bad, but it's pretty effing bad. It's pretty effing bad. And you know what it is? It's the slow-mo. In real time, it doesn't look like anything. But
you can't see all the bends and little breaks.
Yeah, the business end of that slow-mo.
Giving away gold.
Yeah, exactly. The Krumrie needed that too, just for pain. So, share this screen again. All right, let's see if I have that one all queued up here.
Show the dogs this time instead of that shit.
Man, listen. All right. Now, here we go. NFL's worst injuries.
Wait, this is it, unfortunately.
Huh?
You keep going.
All right, we're good. All right, so here we go. NFL's worst injuries. It wasn't on its own. It was in the middle of one. So.
Wes, ain't that nice?
Aaron Hernandez.
You got her.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, real time, nothing.
Nothing.
Like, oh, he's just down. It's like Carson Palmer. Oh, he's just down. It'll be all right. It wasn't.
Yeah. And he was down. I remember watching it live.
I do too.
Live, and I think someone we even said it is like he's the one person you cannot afford to lose.
Yeah, that was not literally the one dude on the defense. Probably him and Fulcher. Oh God,
I ain't never seen him get hurt before.
Here's
before
the
this
slow-mo.
And then they're gonna highlight it. Oh,
yeah, they did. Not the twist.
Oh Jesus!
It's so flappy.
The flopping. Oh God! Oh, and ironically, another Bengal game.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. That's worse. Nope. That's a whole different folly.
Yeah, let's not even.
Don't need to see that folly. That's a different folly. It'll show up on a different one of these podcasts, though. For sure.
We all show up again because I'm hurting after this.
Listen. So Krumrie goes down, the legs flopping around. Literally. That's the first time I'd ever heard of the air cast. Back in 19 whatever.
Right.
89. It was bad. It was bad.
It was awful.
Again, watching it live too was pretty upset.
I think that took the steam out of both teams because after you see some shit like that, you like, you know what? Yeah. My motherfucking first job, get off this motherfucking field alive.
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong. I mean, that's like the Gordon Hayward one a couple of years ago with the Celtics, or the one that I can never watch again besides Theismann. The one I can never watch again is Moises Alou. I think he was playing for maybe Montreal at the Expos at the time. He was rounding first base trying to dig out a double, and his shit just. I'm like, never watching that again. So yeah, that was bad. Probably our best defensive player, maybe again outside of Fulcher. Definitely put the game on its heels or whatever. But again, the Bengals wind up not winning the Super Bowl, but only gave up, what did they give up? 22 points or whatever it was at the end?
20 was it? Oh God, what was the score?
It was 16-20.
20-16.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you tell me that the Bengals are in a game that they're going to give up 20 points and lose, especially the 88-89 Bengals with a high-flying offense.
We were up 16-13.
Until
was it 2 minutes?
They're on the 2-yard line or 8. They
got backed up. They had a penalty that backed them up to the 2-yard line.
They had to go all this field in 90-something. Did we get them to a fourth down? Did we fourth down on that?
I don't even know if they got the fourth down. I don't remember.
I don't remember all that. I
know is they couldn't stop Rice. That's all I remember.
That part I definitely fucking remember. Thanks.
No. Well, it's only going to get worse, though.
Worse?
Because the number one folly is the absolute worst folly. Because if this particular person, and, I'm not even going to give him a rest in peace, because
he deserves
that's terrible.
He deserves that.
That's bad.
Fuck.
The game is going on. There's an opportunity for them to stop them before they score. And there's an interception drop literally in the end zone. And not he barely got his hands on an interception. This mother blanker got both hands on it and dropped it. And the Bengals get that interception. The Bengals win the Super Bowl. Like, we're not having this conversation about whatever. We're talking about a one-time Super Bowl champion Cincinnati Bengals football team, and that didn't happen because
it literally hit him between the 2 and the 4. I mean, you could not have
really
thrown it to anybody. Yeah,
it really did. You know, the video I'm going to show you does not have the NFL films whatever thing where Sam White literally goes, oh, he had it right in his hands, on a mic or whatever. So
yeah.
we ripped the Band-Aid off. Let's grab a shot.
Here it
I don't
goes.
think my son's ever seen this, so I'm gonna make him watch it.
He got
You're
straight
torturing the next generation for. Oh,
well, you know, you gotta go. Hold
that's
on.
terrible.
Yeah. All right, here we go, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So Louis Billups has a chance
Here
to
we
end
go.
the Super Bowl run here, and he does.
But this is in the third quarter, though.
Yeah,
This wasn't in the 4th. Yeah,
I know, but
Third quarter.
this is huge.
But it was huge.
At a game
Yeah.
that scores 20
they
points.
still scored a touchdown. They scored a touchdown on the next play after this.
Oh,
Jeez. And look at his body language. He knows he fucked up.
Shit is awful.
Man, I had that SWAT team poster and everything. It was just awful.
I mean, this is right in his hands, y'all. He beat him off the thing, and then he was able to catch
stumbled.
up. It's right there.
Oh,
It's right
how
to
did he-
him.
and he had a double clutch miss too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could. And the next play, they scored a touchdown.
Yes, they do. All right. Damn.
Thanks.
I didn't need that at all.
Right, thanks. Why we only do this shit
Stop
on
share.
a Sunday? I'm supposed to be nice and every bad word, fuck, shit, asshole, damn, fuck.
I alluded to this story when we started that the Bengals had a good season that year. Obviously, they go to the Super Bowl, and it was a dude that I went to high school with or whatever. He's like, oh, they're gonna lose, whatever. I'm like, whatever, get that, they're not gonna lose, and they lost, obviously. And so I get this. I think this is my senior year, and it's like 6 months from graduating, or whatever. And I get in there, and this dude comes in there, it's like just ragging me to death. Oh, your team lost. He's just like one of those loud. Y'all know that dude. He's loud and whatever, man. I was like, fight 6 months before graduation. I was ready to risk it all for the stupid Bengals. My whole graduation and the suspension because of the damn Bengals, because he was just riding me so hard. What's wrong with your team? They had a chance. I mean, he was just going on, and I was just like, I was ready to throw.
At Ohio State, I'm legal aid, so any scraps I get in, click, click. So, but every fucking Browns fan, oh, that was a great game, but y'all lost.
Yeah.
The Browns are gonna be. This year was a mistake, and we're gonna be back in 1980 or 90 or 89 gonna be the shit, and cause they're gonna be healthy. And and Webster slaughtered.
Just slaughter.
All them fuck shit.
Always talking shit.
Always talking shit. Oh, if that had been the Browns, we would have won. No, you
Ninjas, they never
sniffed
no
get past
AFC championship game, and they still gonna try to call shit.
One-hit wonders.
One-hit wonders. Okay.
Clowns.
So that's really it, y'all. We are going to come. Yeah, we'll be. Yeah, I know. We'll be back on a regular schedule if training camp happens on the 21st. I still have my doubts a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
But, we should be back with some more regular updates as there's actual Bengals news. We will still be counting down some of these events in Bengals history. I'm going to go through my phone because I had sent a bunch of them to y'all as we were thinking about doing this podcast and some of the greatest moments, or maybe not so great moments, and just like kind of the list of just literal fuckery, to be honest with you. I mean, for lack of a better term, I'm sure other teams and franchises probably are like, oh my God, we had this happen to them, we had this happen to us, whatever, blah, 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 the Browns, fumble too, whatever. Like, I understand that. But this list is pretty damn amazing. And this is the stuff that I just like off the top of my head. Odell Thurman drinks his career away. David Pollock breaks his neck. Pete Johnson can't get a yard, which he just did. The Sandman Houston at the one where the Bengals played the 49ers in one of those years after that Super Bowl, and Sam White don't punt and like leaves the 49ers on our side of the damn 20 or 30 and throws a right touchdown to right.
Time for one pass.
Yes, and time for one pass, and they do that.
And they got booed off their home field.
As well they should have.
Yes, they should have.
Dalton breaks his thumb on a freaking 13-win team.
Those an interception. They break his thumb on the same play.
Yeah. So there's that, and then I mean, the missed extra point in Denver, like the year after the playoffs. I mean, like make the extra point going to overtime. An extra point. By the way, youngsters, this was before they moved the damn extra point back to a challenging kick.
Yeah,
it was a gosh darn freaking 25-yard field goal.
Point.
Nah, it was an extra point. Oh my God, that the tip, the tip game with where McCarthy catch that game where they win the opener against Denver. That was I've never in my life been as angry as I was that day. I'm like, they're about to win this game, and you tip the ball literally in the air, and somebody catches and runs for a touchdown. I've never seen. You can tell me your team got some shit going on. You don't have that. I'm sorry. You just don't.
Here's the thing, though. If you could just win one Super Bowl, it wipes out.
Yeah, it wipes it out. Yeah, agree.
No one talks about how bad Tampa Bay was for their first 2 years because they got that one.
Because they got that Super Bowl. Yeah.
They don't. No one talks about the Braves fucking choking for a whole decade. Because they got one.
They got one. Yeah.
Hell, New England. What was New England before Tom Brady?
New England was worse than us.
Yeah.
They were a scrum bum damn franchise, never won shit. Yep. And now they're freaking darlings in the NFL.
Right. Yep. They're blue bloods now.
Yeah. Now they're blue bloods.
I mean, just death of Chris Henry. Kajana Carter tears his whole knee and career up. Dave Shula. That's you can do a whole podcast. Achilles Smith, a whole podcast. David Klingler, a whole ass podcast. And this all happened in like 5 years of one another, man. It's just insane. And that's not even getting into when they were actually good and all the bad mojo that happened to them with Palmer getting hurt. We already talked about Chris Henry or whatever. The 2010 draft where you drafted all the criminals with Odell. You drafted David Pollock, who's this upstanding Christian, and the rest of the draft was in straight up criminals. Criminals. You drafted a whole draft of criminals.
That draft would have been great
if they weren't criminals.
Yeah, and that's back when they were all getting arrested for one thing.
That was that class, with Odell and all of those dudes in there, Chris Henry. That was all of them.
He wasn't in there, 2 years?
They all had checkered past.
Yes, we do.
Except for Pollock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's no scouts, no advance notice. That's being cheap.
Whoever picked up Chris Henry, that was great.
Yeah.
But
I disagree. I think they did their due diligence. I think they knew, but the Bengals didn't have as a system in place to make sure they don't fuck up. Like to make sure that they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like you going into Newport, Kentucky tonight. What's Chris Carter? Bring you a fall guy. Where's your fall guy? Bring you a fall guy.
I mean, what the fuck can you do in Cincinnati / Kentucky / Dayton? I mean, you had to go find fucking trouble in them fucking states.
You got to go fly to the trouble.
Right.
Get that trouble, man. Ain't nothing to do with Ohio. We all from there. We know.
Boy, what was his name? Justin Smith. That motherfucker travel to Dayton to get busted.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Right.
He got caught on Dixie Highway and Dayton. Yeah, that's terrible.
That is awful.
He's the only white dude that ever gets busted by the Dayton police.
Oh shit.
On that note, we hope you enjoyed this video version of this. We'll try to turn it into a podcast for those of you who don't get a chance to link up to watch the video.
Fuck my liver.
Yeah, there you go. We will try to maybe effort some more of these moving forward. But until then, I am the host of this podcast. I'm signing off. Sandman, sign off.
All right, people. Who Dey? Let's pray for health and wear them damn masks.
Yeah, for sure. We tried to bury the demons, Hush, man. Say goodnight.
The demons are back.
Nice. All right.
Good night.
We'll see everybody on the side. Peace.
Peace out.
Stop your record.
Yeah, I did.
All right. I gotta go pee. Hold on.
Well, I stopped the video part of it. It might still be recording.
It still says record on my side. I think the audio is on. Yeah. It's got a picture of you with a mustache.
Yeah, I see that picture of me. Yeah, that's my incognito.
Yeah, it still says record. I think it's still recording there, bro.
Stop.